Yo, 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 yo. Hey, man, what's going on? What's going on, world out there? This your boy G Money. That's right. We live. That's right. We live tonight. We is live tonight, and we getting ready to get into it, man, because one of my closest friends reached out to me, and he wants to speak out. And this is kind of on a serious note. So you know what I'm saying, we're going to keep it kind of serious tonight and I'm gonna do a little entertaining, but it's gonna be kind of great. Gonna be with you for about 1 hour. We're gonna be live on the air. That's right. It's your boy, Mr. Gregory Turner, tonight. Mr. Gregory Turner talking to you. We're gonna have a very special guest come in, and he's gonna educate you on the things that he is witnessing. That's what's going on in today's world. That's right. As we know, on the follow-up news, they denied my man, Young Thugger, his bond. They denied his bond once again for the second time. He's been um, on allegedly on some serious charges on racketeering, conspiracy, whole gang of charges that him and Gunner been brought in on like a investigation that's been going on since 2015. That's right, 2015. That investigation has been going on, and we're gonna talk about some of those things. We're gonna talk about some of the other hot topics that's going on right here in our backyard. But we're gonna get ready to bring on my man, Mr. Lifeline. Yo, yo,
Yo,
yo, what's going on? What's going on, my man? Life, what's going on?
what's the word, G? What's
Hey,
the
man,
word?
what's the word? What's the word, man? Hey, man, we're going to get straight into this here, man, because, like I said, it's a serious, serious matter. And first of all, before we get started, I want to, first question is, who are you and where are you from? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it straight. Let's let the people know who are you and where are you from.
All right. You can hear me good? Loud
Yeah,
and clear? All
yeah, you're
right.
nice and clear.
I'm from New York City, from Brooklyn. The
Okay,
borough of Brooklyn, New York City, the several states, as they would call it,
okay,
you know.
okay.
hmm
And what do you know what I'm saying? What do you represent? What do you represent, my man?
Overall, I represent the community, and with the community comes the people that's in the community.
Okay,
And we as overseers of our community, leaders and stuff like that, we have a responsibility that we have to carry out with our community. You know what I'm saying? And more specifically, we're dealing with, I'm talking about our future and our kids and our and education so that they're not misled. So who am I? I'm the community.
okay, okay. And what are some of your goals? I mean, what are some of your goals that you're trying to set forth and trying to land? What are some of your goals?
Well, I've actually landed quite a few unexpectedly in pursuit of my own freedom, and my free will to educate my children and guide them in the direction that they need to go as far as where society is going, keeping up with the times, and through my discovery, I learned a lot about how the misinformation can lead to your downfall.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Misinformation. Okay, okay. And in that, what are some of your goals that aligns with the community? I mean, what some of your
Okay,
goals that
well,
aligns with some of the what's going on in the community?
Well, it's quite a few things that the community don't know about. I can touch on a few. and try to keep it as simple as possible. But it's not hard to tell that we're in a small crisis that's going on. A lot of crime. When they're talking about inflation, I'm sure that the community don't know where inflation originates from, and it originates from the community. That's where it originates from. It comes from the majority of people who utilize their vehicles, spend gas on a daily basis. This means every day they're spending their hard-earned money to live. Grocery store, baby food, formula, and the list goes on. So that's the major role that such a small class of, considered a small class of people plays in society.
Mm. Okay. Okay. And I mean, and as far as what are your beliefs on voting? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
What
that's
do you?
that's that's where that's where the disproportionate part of society comes into play with voting. Me personally, I don't vote, and it's a reason for that. But I gotta let's I'm gonna stay focused. I'm gonna stay on that. The importance of voting and the importance of not voting. So you have you
Okay.
have you have states. So each particular state is their own state. But when you look at it, and why it's very important that you understand where you're from, it plays a very important role on who you are. So just me being from New York and realizing, how I was raised in the educational system, and you know the lack of educational system here in the South, and so forth like that. So then, as I grow older, I understand that I'm raised under liberty law. We
Mm.
we have the Statue of Liberty that represents liberty law. It's a statute. That means
Right.
it's a regulation and it's a law. And
Right.
that law is freedom, plain and
Okay.
simple. So now, when you understand how separate and not equal society and citizens are, then the only way you can really understand that is by experiencing new areas in this nation. That means going to visit Georgia, California, and understand the difference. Because one thing you know for certain is that in the Constitution, it says that every citizen shall enjoy life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Mm.
That's, you see what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
that's a guarantee. So when you indulge yourself in a different society and you try to operate a business, I have a business that's it's kind of difficult to operate within these circumstances because why? Uh,
Mm.
well, it's two reasons why. One reason is why is because the operation of law, and the
Okay.
operation of law it originates from the governor, which Governor DeSantos, and I hope that he gets this message. And me and him, well, not me and him, I've corresponded with
Okay. Life kind of froze up on us, having
with the
technical
government
difficulties.
here on this. I'm back up. But
Okay.
there's certain rights that's undebatable. That means that there is no man on this earth that can take away those rights. And to make it even more satisfying is that you can't even give them away. You can't give away certain rights. And what's
Oh,
happening is in the conflict that's happening out here in Orlando, and why you see a lot of people unhappy and a lot of anger. You got college students sitting on the Senate floor because of the redistricting, and that's because you have a really, really large lopsided government that's in place here in Florida, and there always have been hard headed anyway.
all right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, and what's your opinion on the Supreme Court case? I mean, Rock versus. I mean, what's your opinion on that life? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Roe versus Wade comes from abortion and giving women the right to basically have an abortion. It's a very debatable subject, but what people don't understand is that women are not the only ones that have the responsibility of taking care of children. So the
Okay.
so when it comes down to basically a 50-50 proposition, done in private, in home, and for the state to, or any state or any government to step in and regulate such a private right is unconstitutional. So that's why they bring it back. They bring it back, and I'm not going to say that I'm the particular reason that they bring it back, but the problem is that I presented a number of questions that it seems that nobody can answer. And one of the questions was, what government entity can replace a parent? Simple question.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying? What government entity can ever replace a parent?
wow. Okay. And how does it affect the? I mean, how does it affect the children?
Well, it affects the children because us as a culture, and from the beginning of slavery, we've always protected our children. But
Right.
the one thing that is very important in order to control a society or a culture is you must break up the family. It is a must that you break up the family. So the structure here is not to build a family and to get people off of depending on the government. They want you to depend on their government here in Florida. When you have other instances, when you're in another state, they won't suspend your license within 15 days of being of just having not having the funds to pay for your so-called fees. So
Mm,
you're penalized here in Florida, as it's already proven as far as the voting, because when you're in court and you're dealing with your children, that is a voting method. So once they give up and release that power of voting, then they won't have the power to draw your funds that you work very hard to accumulate. You see what I'm saying? It belongs
right.
to your family. It doesn't belong to the government. So you have a lot of conflict because when it boils down to me, I don't pay taxes. I don't plan on paying taxes as long as I draw income from these natural resources, which is my hands. I'm
Mm,
not, I don't owe. I'm trying to really wrap my hands around who do I owe but God for the income that I draw in with these God given blessings. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand why are the middle class being penalized. We're being penalized for being middle class.
mm.
You know what I'm saying?
And when you say with your hands, I mean, let people out there know.
Well,
I mean,
that's
you're making money with your hands.
where there's something what they call the separation of powers. And the separation of powers is a concept that as a natural man and a natural being, you're in most sense, you're immortal. You're a human. You're not qualified to do business. You see what I'm saying? When you do business, you register your business and you conduct business on a business note, not an emotional note. So it's very
Mm,
important. It's very important that us as black people understand that you have to set your emotions aside. You
yeah.
have this is about business. When you was brought here as a slave, when your ancestors were brought as a slave, they brung you here as a business to build bigger businesses.
Yeah.
And so
So true.
yeah, so your their feelings wasn't involved because we was you can see the results. You see what I'm saying? So us as black people have to understand to set aside your emotions and stop putting each other down.
Right.
Very
Okay.
important. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. But you have to also understand that people are taking advantage of that.
Right. Okay. And I heard you use the word deposit. I mean, what
Hmm.
exactly, do you mean about, what are you,
Okay, so we're discussing business, right?
right?
So when a mother goes up to the Department of Revenue and ask for help for need, they would have to deposit their child. And when I say deposit, that means that they have to offer at least what 10%, a little bit over 10% of their child in order to get income. So you're basically putting up collateral. You understand?
Mm.
And
Wow.
who's paying the collateral is always going to be the captain of the ship, the
Captain
man,
of the shit. Yep, the man, huh?
the man. You understand? So where they slip in at is almost like a sleight of hand, magical works. And what happens is it still boils down to a responsibility. That's why it's called Parental Responsibility and Reconciliation Act, because we have a responsibility to provide for our children. That means that we must do a will. So that means that if we create a will, like the same instance of my will be done, or the last will of God, of Jesus, same
Mm.
instance. You see what I'm saying? So once you create a security for your children for their future, therefore you have secured their future on anything that you create as value. Also,
Oh,
also like royalties in a sense.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
So when you
This
say, go ahead.
on distribution. I mean,
Well, you
what?
do. That's the same thing. That's basically that's the end point of the deposit, because you have to pay the distribution center out in Tallahassee. You see what I'm saying? And you also have to you have to have time sharing. So
Mm.
so when you align all of these instances up, time sharing, you can also have time sharing over there on 192. I think. Can't you get a time sharing? Uh,
Yeah, I mean they got them on our drive. I mean they got them all out there in that reunion area. You
mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm. So
Kissimmee.
and that's where all of that aligns into that. Where can you go and get a timeshare at in other states? I'm sure it's limited, but the structure of that, because you and I are real estate. No matter
Mm.
how you look at it, we are real estate. We are a natural resource. You see what I'm saying? And they're taking that from us. That's in the same instance of why they utilize and say gas. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Gas is a natural resource.
Okay. Okay. Well, what's some of your thoughts on the immigration, man? What's some of your thoughts on that immigration and
Well,
stuff like that? I mean, what's give me some of your input.
okay. So this is where the
Mm.
conflict comes in at, and this is why it was a long line of of immigrants sitting right out of the immigration office. It's not on purpose. I mean, it's not by accident. It's on purpose. It's intentional. It's intentional for the very fact that goes right back to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, those same immigrants won't stand in a line for an hour in New York.
Mm.
I guarantee you that they will not. Why? Any nationality in New York or in several other states. There's several states. There's several states. I have to make that clear. There is a difference. In those
Mm.
several states, you are accepted no matter where you're from. You understand? That's why they have the United Nations, the World Trade Center, everything that draws income that makes any society prosperous is gonna
Mm.
is gonna be on account of working together, and everybody have different skills. So back in the 1800s or whatever the case may be, that's what your value was drawn from, is the skills that you have. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And whatever skills you have will create the value within yourself. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you would make a living. They have
Mm.
different countries like China and India. Those are what they call free markets. So I give you a closer range of a free market.
Okay.
Pine Hills, Florida is a free market. Why is it a free market and Orange County is not a free market? It's because Pine Hills is unincorporated. That means that every person that is incorporated and established within Pine Hills, the city of Pine Hills, they are their own owner, their own boss. They're not regulated, as in, like you would say, we have J Mart and we have the Magic Mall. Those are flea markets.
Hmm.
So where will you find a flea market right here in Orange County besides right here in Pine Hills?
So, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are called territories, and when you're situated in a particular territory, my people here in Pine Hills, they have to know that they can set up right out here wherever they want. If they got something special that they come, we got another nationality like they may have some Haitians, some Puerto Rican, Spanish, Dominican, whatever. They have skills. They have braiding skills. They can make things just out of their natural abilities. They can set
Okay.
up right here in Pine Hills, and support their family. They don't know.
Hmm.
They don't know that. You see what I'm saying? That's
Okay.
why they also have the flea market. They got them. What they do is they centralize you in a particular area and keep you kind of like bottled up in this area, so secluded away from the tourists. Which, in all actuality, if you invite tourists into Pine Hills, because a lot of people want to witness uh different cultures. They want to see how people live in other countries and other cities and stuff like that. You understand? But they put a fence around it in a way that is not available. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? They keep this special. They keep these ways in order for you to draw income, take care of your family away from you, and yet they take from, because when you understand child support, it's targeted to a particular area. So when you say a special district, like
Hmm.
all the people that run all these different districts, special is the key word.
Hmm.
Special. So when you put a child in special ed, or special ability, just think about it. When your child goes into a school, gets enrolled into a public school, they're so quick to label your child as HDD. I,
Hmm.
I know a lot of parents that they say they child HDD before they even turn 3 years old or something, 5 years old, 6 years old, before they brain develop, and now they have more income coming in because you're getting disability income.
Right. Right.
It's
And
public
that's
schools.
right. Okay.
It's a lot of fraud. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm calling out DeSantos, the governor. My name is Kamal Kimball. They know about me. They know about me very well. You understand? But for one some reason or the other, he won't he won't talk to me. He won't face me with these truths. And I have grown to be very frustrated because I'm battling now a community that doesn't have the knowledge of what's really and true going on, and I'm battling a government that just ignores you.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like you stuck in the middle, and you have people that governs your district, and they can't even create an alliance with one another to to build upon their oppression, their own oppression of their own families. So they set aside their moral judgment, which is a natural judgment,
Hmm.
for a paycheck. That's what black people do for some reason. I don't understand it. Right
Yeah.
now, I have lawsuits right now that's already cleared, literally. But it ain't about the money because I know it's there. It's there. That's all I know it's there. It's no problem. You understand?
Right.
It's already been settled. You understand? But they must know that I know what power I hold. and,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
and this is what it's called. It's called the people. It's just that simple.
Okay. Okay. But life, I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got a few more things. We're going to take a quick little 30-second breather and, you know what I'm saying, and come back to it. So we're gonna take a quick 30 second. We got more of my man Life Speaks Out. Y'all hold on. All right, be right back.
We off.
Okay. Hey man, back to it, man. Just a little quick little breather right quick with my man Life.
Yeah, I need it.
Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, hey man, you digging deep into it, man, and you got things to say. You really got things to say. Now in the community, as far as um, some of some of your people that you're dealing with, and since you've gained this knowledge that you intake, how how are some of your friends around you, some of the guys that you work with, and that's around you. I mean, how are they taking it?
They ain't listen. It's very hard. This why I'm really actually um I've been forced into this life. I was forced into this life because I have a son. I have four kids.
Okay.
I have three baby mothers. So it came down to the last baby mama that, and I don't even blame her because of when you're raised in a mindset, you know what I'm saying, then you're not gonna have a understanding that others do. You know what I'm saying? I have some friends that have been all over the country, and I'm sure they can tell you how different every place that they've been are.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, I'll give you an example. If you grow up in the Palms, that's what you're gonna know. You're gonna know the Palms. You're gonna know that way of life, of survival. You're gonna it's all or nothing. You see what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And being that that's what you know and that's what you're embedded with, that's how you're gonna. We're animals. It's like animals. It's just a matter of survival. You see what I'm saying? So when you place people in a strenuous situation, what has to be done is I have to survive. So right here in Orlando, I have to say that from what I can observe is that our community is just trying to survive. They don't
Mhm.
have they don't have any leisure. They're not able to travel and then really enjoy life. You see what I'm saying? I'm here because a son that's here when you go into court, when you see, this is not about child support. It has nothing to do with child support. It has everything to do with what I have envisioned on protecting and manifesting the betterment of my children. That means I have to protect my children. I have to protect them from bigots. I have to protect them from racism. You know what I'm saying? And I have to
Mhm.
make sure that they have a bright education. You see what I'm saying? I have to make sure that they don't have the struggles in which that I had to go through to get where I'm at right now. So now, being that you enter into this program with Florida, the confusion is a confusion that because they separate your child from money. So now when you're dealing with a situation, you're dealing with on one side, now you have to pay to spend time with your child, time sharing. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You have to offer a couple of dollars. So I go into court and I tell the judge he needs to disqualify himself, get out of here.
Hmm.
Straight up. I have that on video.
This is what you actually said.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you can I don't know if you can hear. I don't know if I can maybe try to tap in maybe. Let me see if you can actually hear. Can you hear this?
State your name for the record, please.
Yeah.
Continue, sir.
You can hear that?
If you
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, watch this. All right. So
are you not gonna let me speak? I'm not trying to make this hard. I promise I'm not trying to make this hard. I'm trying to handle this expeditiously.
I understand that, sir, but
all right, hold up. Let me get to the
revenue specialist. Let's have those personnel clear, please.
Thank you, my name is Anna Tango Rodriguez, and I'm attorney for the Department of Revenue.
You know, they're a revenue specialist too.
Also in attendance, we have the clerk of the court.
all right. So
You
Any other?
so I'm in court.
Mm-hmm.
This time, Your Honor, thank you.
And this I'm arguing with the actual judge. So he's actually
Tell me about this matter.
he's actually practicing law, and he's the lawyer and the judge in this action right here.
Something, it's always an excuse basically on why, I haven't received any support for Elijah. However, since, my son has been born, I face several hardships also, and Elijah is not just my only child, but yet I still have to make a way for it.
Let me stop you for a second and tell you that the issue involved here is whether the court, under Florida Statute 409-256 sub 10B, should exercise its authority to enforce an administrative order prospectively. Do you have any reason why I should not enforce that administrative order?
No.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell me?
No.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kimball, same question to you. Is there any reason why this court should not enforce this administrative order?
What do you? It seems like this court doesn't understand what I say.
This court understands perfectly.
This like I mentioned before in the last hearing, this case starts from unintentional discrimination. It started off of being vindictive. Now, see how you cut me off? You didn't let me finish.
I've heard you make.
No, but let me finish though. I have you have to understand something. This is my family that you're dealing with. You're not dealing with some gentleman on the street. I'm human. These are human, real values that I'm dealing with. This is morality. This is dignity. This is dignity. This is integrity. This is everything. So you have to give me an opportunity to defend my covenant. Period.
Go right ahead. Tell me what you want to say.
Does this make you upset to defend my family?
Not at all, sir. I'm not upset in the least. Go right ahead.
The bottom line is that when you take action, it requires strict procedural safeguards when you're dealing with this. It requires procedures and practice. I'm not just some chattel paper. You understand? And my son is not either, and my son doesn't even know his father right now. So if you take it and you use any kind of sensible justice or the oath at which you stand, you will understand what I'm going. I don't care about no license. Y'all can have a license. I'm not going to sell my soul and my dignity for no privilege to drive. So you say, although in coverage, you've abridged my relationship with two other children, or three, but when it's closer, that I can't even get in contact right now on the basis of something that you have not ever showed a cause of action. Now, when it comes down to a cause of action within the subject matter, and knowing who I am, like the retaliation of the matter is illegal. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, you've been enforcing something which the court already clearly denied the enforcement of within the best interest of a child. Is this in the best interest of that child? Tell me of that. You answer that question, Mr. Hefner. Is this situation in the best interest of the... Okay, well, therefore, then we're done. Because if you're the one that's going to make a judgment and you should be at least non-biased, then at the end of the point, this is unjust. Period. You can keep the license. The state of Florida does not... I don't even understand who's suspending my license. This is a state of Florida license. I'm licensed by the state of Florida cosmetologist. Who's suspending my license when the state of Florida doesn't even have this case? So when you make things clear to me on where I stand and what authority that you have, I'm going to invoke the executive director in this case being absent, because I don't see Ms. Ann Coffin. No one introduced themselves as the one that signed off on this particular contract. So therefore, I'm going to be standing in for Ms. Ann Coffin as the executive director until further notice after what, Tuesday? When the Senate floor, and I'll be on the Senate floor so that they can just further resolve this issue. I need a resolution. Whatever you do today is not going to give me a resolution. So and it's your duty to provide a resolution. And this is not about money. So
Anything else, sir?
no, it's nothing else.
Okay. Will you answer a question for me?
Depends on what it is.
Did you ever file an appeal of this administrative order?
There is no appeal if I was not brought here by any legal means.
Did you ever file an appeal?
See, okay.
Court of Appeals on this order.
This is the problem.
For that order.
And I'm going to answer your question if you give me a chance. This is the problem. This case arises in where it first came to me with the circuit court. Filed with the circuit court. I put it. I'll let the circuit court understand in which what kind of relationship that I have with my children. You know, so you don't know these things. You want to know why? Because even under the Supreme Court, they don't even approve of any family situation being taken care of or resolved in separate court venues. This is why you don't know about it. This is the conflict. Because when I call the Department of Revenue don't have anything to say. But then I personally, I'm talking about this is happening. This is in 2016 of I submitted a petition. I made it clear my intentions, which I do not stand under.
Okay, this is the
underlying objective of this program, in which I do not stand under. It's an identity of the person. I give away book bags every year in school. I mean, at my place of business every year. The account in which you're expecting me to pay, in which I provide, in my community, I provide these things. So then now mother, all of these individuals need me, and you're creating a barrier to succeed. I've done. What else you want?
So wait, well, I'm trying to find the part where I told him to disqualify himself, and he didn't. No, I'm gonna find it's here.
It's not gonna happen. You can't
take a quick 30 seconds and breathe right quick. And
no, hold on, 1 second. Let me explain something real quick about that. So I told him to keep the license.
All right.
And I told him I ain't gave them no money since 2017.
Right.
I told him I'm not going to give him no money. I don't have a warrant. I went to jail for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and that's another paycheck. But I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm going to tell you is facts. The fact is that 2 weeks later I got everything back. 2 weeks later I got my license back. 2 weeks later I got my cosmetology license back.
Wow.
And yeah, because it's a voluntary program, bro. It's voluntary. There's no law. It's not a law. There's no law. Period. Title 42. The whole Title 42 is not a law. That's a program. It's called Department of Health and Human Services. Title 26 is not a law. That's tax law. That's not a law. That's why I can say I don't pay taxes and not be penalized for it, because I haven't opened up that door. Now, anytime that I need the government to run my business, I would have to pay taxes, and I would have to pay. Everyone has to pay dues. You see what I'm saying? There's thin lines between freedom and bondage and pay and tax. Thin lines, all of them. You see what I'm saying? You got people that can go to jail and their bonds are already posted. You got people that got cars that have insurance. I mean, don't even have insurance. They have bonds for their insurance. It keeps them covered.
Keeps them covered. Yeah. That's so true. Well, hey, life, man. Hey, man, you definitely. I like how you went in there and on that judge, man. I mean,
I did tell him to disqualify himself. He denied it too. He denied his own disqualification. He got to pay for that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He denied it.
He denied his own disqualification. Anytime that you don't feel comfortable with a judge, you are entitled to another judge, someone else that you feel comfortable with. That's called a fair trial or a fair hearing, whatever you want to do. It's a lot of bias It's a lot of things that they're getting away with is only because us as black people are letting them get away with it. Us as poor folks that ain't got the knowledge and the education is letting them get away with it. Before I went through this, every man that I know was under the belief that they had to do it. And on top of that, go to jail doing it. I'm telling you, I ain't been to jail for no child support. I ain't paid child support since 2017, and I'm not going to pay it because I know what it is. It's made to keep the black man like a bitch. They take his balls and they keep him and they try to make him seem like he's not a man to take care of his children. And they go out and whatever hustle they do, they don't want to deal with the court. But because I haven't been in trouble in 20 years, because I have family that are very well known, very protected, they're very covered. So that's why I'm able to even sit here on camera and say, DeSantos, you a prejudiced son of a bitch. That's why I can say that. You see what I'm saying? I can say that without penalty. I dare him. You see what I'm saying? He's a son. He's a real. He puts down our black children, and he's holding his son. And you think that the gangster that I am, the man that I am, I'm gonna allow him to sit there on big webs while he's holding his son, while he's regulating? Because who regulates child support? It's the executive. It's the cabinet. That's the level. It goes from the courthouse to the cabinet. Nothing in between. Nothing.
I need listen. You. I need you to say that again about DeSantis. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Fuck DeSantis. Understand that. Kamal Kimball. He knows who I am already. He's oppressing my children. I can't enjoy my children because of the rules that he has in place in Florida, although I'm from New York. So he needs to tell me that I need to leave Florida. If he has that right to tell me that I need to leave Florida, and he think he can do that by law, because everything that I followed was by the operational law. When I invoke the executive position in that courtroom, in my house, on my property, in Pine Hills, I invoke the cabinet position of the governor right here in Florida. And I wish he can tell me that I'm lying and I'm wrong. Supreme Court, anybody. Please tell me that I'm wrong. Because when they bring you in that court, it's what they call an invitation to negotiate. It was a bet. And they bet that they didn't run into the brick wall that they ran into, and they're not honoring that bet. Why? Because I'm just sitting here quiet, thinking that they got some honor. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't about me running no office or anything like that. It's just about respect.
Right.
Every war that's taking place is respect.
And you know, y'all heard it from my man Life, man. You know what I'm saying? He getting it to you raw and uncut.
I ain't got nothing. Listen, it's there. I mean, that's it. It's there.
You giving it to him raw and uncut, man. We're gonna
please spin that wheel.
Yeah, spin that wheel.
See how crazy, because I've been hearing a lot of I'm crazy. I've been hearing that a lot about myself. So spin the wheel, baby. And see how crazy I am. Because I like it. I like the craziness. Because every nigga that invented something that y'all are using, every person that invented something that y'all are using was deemed crazy.
Right.
Light or toilet bowl.
Yes, you're right about that, Life, and you're 100% right about that, man. And hey, man, I respect your mind, man. That's why I take the time out to give you the space to speak, man. And like I said, I see you deep with it, and you speaking on what you believe in, and that's what it takes. Just you know, what I'm saying, people to step out and believe in what they believe in and stay firm on it. And if you say it, stay firm with it. So I respect your mind, I respect your time, I respect your feelings. So that's why we, here on this interview. And we're gonna give them more, man. We're gonna keep driving it down their throat.
This is what I need to put out before you try to cut me off. This is what I need. I get a lot of correspondence on account of this from officials that actually know what's going on.
Okay.
I haven't been out in the public for the protection of others. But at this point, things are really just going too far. You know what I'm saying? It just went too long, and I see a lot of community, a lot of college kids, for the most part, they're actually standing up for people's rights more than any, probably because they're indulging into that education at the moment. And I wanna just tell people that if y'all wanna, I've been getting a lot of people that have been wanting to help, you know what I'm saying? But I've been on my studies. So right now, from here on in, if all the individuals that have got in contact with me and I didn't respond or whatever the case may be, I'm ready to just go ahead and let's just go ahead and make it a happy place. Because that at the bottom line, that's what it's about. Because I remember we used to have a lot of fun, G. We used to ball out, G. You ain't even hear me, mother.
I heard you. I was sitting there. Listen. I let you get your space.
Oh my God! I know it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm telling you,
Exactly.
I know it's a lot.
Listen. I
This is
like
why
to
we pay
bring you
lawyers.
in, and I like to let you talk to the people, man, because it's not about me, man. It's about you. So yeah, such things.
I'm gonna say the bottom line is, if
Yeah,
they would have just stayed out of my home, they wouldn't have heard a peep from me. I
right,
promise. This ain't. I don't live for this. I live to make my kids happy.
right. That's
That's
what
all
it's
it
all
is. You know
about,
what I'm
man.
saying? Let them do it. The politics, I don't get it in that. But when it comes to this, when it comes to my family,
Yes.
it don't just stop. Like, this is why it has to be an example, because I think about so much when these guys out here, they'll shoot each other.
Mm,
When anything that they believe is above them, they just, nigga, ain't nothing above me. I'm
right.
crazy for that, I guess. But ain't nothing above me. God, you understand? Remember what they say. I pledge under God. That's what everybody's under God. I walk with God. I
Mm,
walk with him every day. Everybody else, they're under God. If you wanna pledge to that, you have that freedom. I'm not under him. I'm walking with him. You see what I'm saying? So that
right.
power that they try to blanket you with, that shit don't exist over me, man. And
Mm,
we have to get an understanding on the law, because the safety of the people is most important. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not backing down. I'm not accepting it from day one. I wasn't accepting it right on time. I'm not gonna change. I'll be the one I'm the dude that they would have hung in slavery long time ago.
mm.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, I don't want you to get hung, man. I definitely don't want you to get hung.
That ain't gonna happen. It's good. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna do it right this time. But that was just a food for thought for people to go ahead and do your research and see if I'm lying. That's
Right.
all. Just see if I'm lying. The first thing you need to start with, though, is this right here. That right there. Start with that. You start
Okay.
with that and read that like you read the Bible. Dissect it. Read it. You understand? Read them parables and understand what your rights is. Black people don't understand. We the ones made all the rights. They don't get it. I don't care
Mm.
if it's education, if it's rights, if it's protection. We made them.
We made them. Hey, man, life, man. Hey, boy, you definitely deep with it. Like I told you, we got to keep impounding them. We got to keep beating it on them, man. So
It's about
we're
power.
gonna give you more time to keep banging on them and keep
I
delivering
wasn't
your
lying though. I'm in office. They,
right,
they just
right.
don't want an old gangster like me in office. I guess I'm a gangster, but hey, man, y'all lost the bet. They lost
Right,
the bet. They lost the invitation. I sent them plenty of intent letters. I let them. I
right,
made it. They know clearly that I won the bet. They just, it's sitting over there to the side. They got it, but they don't. Pride is a danger. Pride is evil. It's sin. They got pride.
right. So, because of the pride, huh?
I understand. I mean, I
Right,
would like somebody to tell me that I'm wrong. That's
right,
all I'm asking. You dig what I'm
right.
saying? It's not
Okay.
really it's not a hard task to find someone. anyone to tell me that I'm wrong, please.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, we're gonna leave space for the debation. I mean, we're
No, it's
gonna
not a
leave space.
debate. I'm talking about I need someone to find in law
Mm-hmm.
what I just said. Everything. This is why I asked you to do this. I need someone to find me in the Florida Constitution or any statute that I am wrong.
Mm.
That's a good challenge right there.
Good challenge.
That's a good challenge.
It's a good challenge.
Tell me that I'm wrong in the Constitution or any statute. Although I don't fight, I'm a constitutional guy. I don't get into all that gray area. That's play. That's all them guys in corporate area. You know what I'm saying? That's fine and dandy. But find me something in the law that tell me I'm wrong. I challenge the state of Florida to tell me I'm wrong. This is an official broadcast. I'm making it official. As long as it's published for the public. Because everything, because I'm for the public, and I invoke the republic, the people in the public, I have to give them the information that I receive to them as the public. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's the bottom line. That's what's going to happen. They don't know. So if they want to live like that, I'm getting the hell out of Florida.
Well, life, we're gonna stand behind you, man, on everything that you believe in. You know, word on the street definitely will stand behind you because
It's a difference between belief. It's not religion.
Right. I mean, well, everything that you speak about, you know what I'm saying? I mean, is still, you know, it's just
Man, I
like
don't want to hear that. Listen.
it's just like
Let me
telling
tell
a
you a
story.
story.
Somebody has to
Tell you a
believe
story.
it.
I got a friend, a real good friend. He used to stay in Florida. He ain't never had a license in Florida, right? Couldn't drive in Florida. He moved out of Florida. When he moved out of Florida, I seen him become a great man. I seen him buy a car without a license and drive without a license in his state. Those are facts. You understand? So tell me, if you, as a citizen of the United States, and you think you supposed to enjoy those same rights, wouldn't you like to enjoy those same rights, G?
I mean, but if he's driving in the other state
It's
and he
not a
get
penalty. It's not a penalty.
so if he get pulled over, and he don't have the license, if they just say, hey, just go head on.
Yeah, his name P.I. Bang. If you really, I mean, what would you want me to say?
No,
Like,
I don't know. I mean, I'm
just
just
letting you know
asking.
his name P.I. Bang. Yeah, he couldn't drive. He couldn't drive. There's a lot of states. There's a reason why Georgia won't indict you either from Florida. I'm telling you what they don't. I'm telling you what's going on, bro. Like it's a separation. Every state gets to control their state, but understand me. Equal is equal. Whatever is not given to the states is given to the people. So that means we're equal. You understand? The people is what makes the decisions. That's where votes come in at. But they can overhaul. They can insurrect. They can.
Well, you know, they say driving is a privilege. I mean, so
see what I'm saying?
you
That's
know,
the problem that I have with you guys. I mean,
driving is a privilege.
You believe that if you want to,
right? I mean,
but I did get my license back in 2 weeks.
I mean, I do this thing on a daily basis. So
I did it on a daily basis. That's what I'm trying to say.
I can't be caught without.
No. See, your license, and I have that in the works right now. Your license was not ever supposed to be even touched because your license is governed under CDL, which is DOT, and that's federal. They have no control over your federal jurisdiction. You're one of the most important carriers on the planet, and that's truck driving and building roads and delivering commodities, textiles. You see what I'm saying? So when you have a government that has no regards to the importance of your service as a truck driver, that's people got to wake up. There's nowhere in the world that your license ever supposed to be jeopardized, even threatened for what you provide for your community.
Hey man,
I got mine back in 2 weeks, and I ain't paid since 2017. and I ain't got no warrants ever.
I hope you can get in the office to get this some of this stuff approved.
Well, okay, all right. Well, let me move
But
on.
hey, that's
No,
a
hold
that's
on.
a
I got one more thing. Hold on. Since you said that, if you do your research, it was just about 20 legislators passed laws passed that
right.
changed the whole child support system, the whole thing. So go back to that. But he tried to redistrict. That redistricting is part of
Mm-hmm.
it. You see what I'm saying? But they just changed. Go into it. Anybody tell me I'm wrong? You feel happy to call Mr. G Money and let him know this nigga is lying or something. But yes, they changed about 20 laws on account of
$20.
on account of my work.
Okay, hey, Mr. Life, I need you to change some of these laws around here with these, CDLs, so it'll make it a little easier for me to.
It's done
So
right now. It's already
it's
done.
done. All right, hey
Valid.
man, hey,
They can't touch that. That's federal, bro.
hey man,
You
listen.
don't know, but one thing for certain, anybody's he who you let be deceived now.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying everything starts with a con. Don't you? If you recognize all the words, a
right,
conversation is a con. You see what I'm saying?
right, right.
Everything starts with a con. So don't think that it's not that's illegal. It's not illegal to con. It's the lack of knowledge
Lack of knowledge.
that makes it legal.
Yes, yes. Okay, man. But listen, man, we gonna save something for everybody. So
I
we
don't want
gonna,
to talk no more.
you
I'm
know
ready
what I'm
for action.
saying? Huh?
I'm ready for action. That's the only reason I
That's
called.
it. That's it. That's it. Hey man, y'all heard it from Life. He say he's ready for action, and so are we. WODS Live. We back in action, and we back at it, and we got more of Mr. Life.
No, you don't.
More. Yeah.
I don't want to talk no more.
Hey, there ain't no such thing. You said it, and you wrote it. Now you official, man. You official.
No,
And
I declare war.
you in the bed with word on the street. So let's
I'm
get it
in the
in.
bed,
That's all I'm gonna tell you.
bed, period. When they jumped in my bed, started taking care of my children.
Okay. All right. Y'all heard it from Life, man. We got more, man. Y'all keep it locked. Keep it locked.
About
All
that.
right.
That's gangster. That's gangster. All these cats killing each other. Do something real that's worth something. And
Yes.
stop shooting each other as a black man. You know what I'm saying? Do something that's gonna help your children's children, because they're gonna make sure that their children is set.
Yes. Y'all
That's all.
heard it.